Some people have suggested that the internet should be made a human right. And I tend to agree. The internet is an integral part of our culture, and it has allowed for upward mobility. It has allowed for growth of business, learning. It's become part of our civilization. Now, computing as a human right is the next step. Computing allows us to be creative. It allows us to communicate, and it allows us to solve problems. This shouldn't be owned by a corporation. Computing should be free. And to allow it to be free, you need a distribution system for computing. And that's what the Friend network does. If computing is made available everywhere and is made available through running on an autonomous infrastructure, it becomes like a layer of the biosphere. And by being that, it becomes a stratum of the world. Think about the possibilities. You have your user account, your identity. It's your own property. And with that, you access this biosphere layer of computing, which allows you to solve your problems, work, interact with other people. And on top of that, you innovate and you build new structures. This would kind of elevate the base layer, the baseline of human society. And it will free us up to build more complex structures on top. At one point, corporations have to let go of this computing technology. They need to do other things, innovate in different areas. Computing is done. We know what we want from computing. So now we shouldn't continue to silo down the computing power, the computer systems, the operating systems. We should free that up, put it directly into the internet, just like we do with the Friend network project. And then start thinking about the next thing. We've done computing, now let's think about what do we do with a computing layer that encircles the entire planet. The computing layer of the biosphere adds a stratum that creates a truly interactive layer around the planet. Friend is built to be a truly interactive layer inside of the internet itself. It allows you to use and build new software and distribute access to and use services and access resources on the main grid of this world. The Friend platform can take shape as any kind of interface, as the logic is built into the protocols and in the network of nodes that are owned by users. Each user interface has the same functionality as they're connected to the same grid. Friend can give us an omnipresent computing layer for everyone on this planet. And it can do this in a matter of years. We're already so close to achieving this. It's really happening. Friend enables us to have something like Google Docs without Google, or something like Remote Access Desktop without Microsoft. It allows us to think about new things to do once this basic functionality that we all need is made free and is made part of this ecosystem. The thought of the mainframe in the old days was that a company or a state delivered computing functionality to its citizens. This has all changed with blockchain. Now, we can imagine that there is an autonomous network from which there emerges computing without a central mainframe, but that delivers the same functionality as a mainframe would do, with computing to its citizens, whereas the grid is created by the participation of the citizens. Once computing has become available everywhere from an autonomous grid, then we can really start thinking about the potential of making computing a human right, having access to it, having private data on that grid. Now you're getting a real identity, a real digital identity that nobody's gatekeeper of. It's your identity, it's your life, and it's your opportunities.